Alright guys, we're here to make that delicious smoked salmon. So first thing we need to do is get a list of ingredients out. It's going to be really basic, really simple. I want to get some brown sugar, some salmon, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And we're going to make that first little rub and get it ready to go. Alright guys, let's take a look at our ingredients. We have our fresh caught Atlantic salmon here, got it at Aldi's. Love the place. I live on a budget like all the rest of you. I got myself my bowl. We're going to put that little bit of the salmon and brown sugar in. We have some kosher salt. I like that, a little bit more coarse, a little bit better for the flavor. Got some black pepper. And we also got our brown sugar there and a little bit of a wet paper towel. So let's go into the next step. Okay, step one. We gotta make sure our salmon is nice and dry. I gotta get all that moisture out of it. We're gonna get a lot more moisture a little later, but let's get that moisture all out of it with the wet paper towel. Hey, going on step number 2. Let's get some of that brown sugar, get nice and coarse, and then put it all up in there. So what we're doing is we're trying to get that brown sugar to get that extra little seasoning and flavor and make it super, super delicious for everybody. And I like to put a lot on there because that's my thing. I like to get a little bit of sugar. You flip it over. I like the skin on my salmon as well. Some of you might not like that, but I like the skin on the back. It actually makes a little bit extra flavor. So we're going to do that. Again, we're just putting that brown sugar on. Patting that on up. And then make sure to wash your hands after this step. We're working with fish. Hi, gentlemen. So number 2, get my salt. I'm a salt fiend. So it doesn't have to get too crazy. Get a little bit of our pepper. I like the freshly ground pepper. It's a little better for everybody. And then you flip it over. Okay. Do a little bit more of the same. I'm gonna add more of my sugar. Finish it all out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our salmon inside of our bowl here. And it's going to be that nice little marmalade. It's going to sit in here. Put a little bit of that got off. And it's going to sit in the fridge for overnight. We want to keep this salmon in the fridge overnight. And then you're going to actually see some water accumulate on the bottom of it. And that's good. That's going to keep those juices, get that flavor all around the... The next step, we're going to put our charcoal in there, and then we're going to put a little mesquite. So putting the mesquite down in there prior to doing the burn, I like to keep them dry. I know some of y'all like to keep them a little wet before you put it in, but I think a dry smoke is a little better for the flavor. Alright, man, at this time we're going to get the Great American Lager. I got a little Miller High Life there. We're going to pour it in there just to get a little extra flavor and deliciousness, as we do in the true South. Okay, going to the next step, we're going to get a little bit of the grill put onto the top so we can get our salmon sliced on top, and then put on the top lid. We're going to do 225 to 250 degrees for about 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on the type of fish and the thickness. Now you know it's smoking good, you get a little good fire, And just keep on monitoring the temperature, make sure it's between the 200 225 degrees. Open and closing the lids and the grill settings to ensure that we get that nice, good temperature.
Dad? Oh my! That's a lot of smoke. What again?
After we smoked it, like we said, you just pull it out of the tin foil. You take a look, test it, make sure it's safe to eat, and then you should have a delicious piece of smoked salmon for you and the family.